This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 793 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is from the Dressage Radio Show. Dressage Radio Show co-hosts Reese Kofler-Stanfield and Philip Parks do a final run-through of the final group of Not Just for Dressage Riders tips gleaned from none other than Carl Hester. And we'll get right to our riding tips after this shopping tip from Equestrian Collections.
Hi, Glenn here from the Horse Radio Network, and I am with Debbie from Equestrian Collections with Equestrian Collections Product of the Week.
Hi, Glenn. You know what? It's time again to be thinking about summer shows. And how are we going to deal with the heat? Well, you know what? Ariat has come out with a new show shirt called the Ariat Sun Stopper. It's a quarter zip. If you have ever worn an Ariat show shirt, you know that that has got to be the most comfortable shirt on the market for show shirts. It's not that cotton stuff. It's a material that is very soft. It looks fantastic. Easy to keep up. This year they've come up with something new. It's the inside of the arms is a net material, so that it's very cool and lets the air through. Where the top of the arms is the denser material to keep the sun off your arm, so that you can ride and be cool. This is great for trail riding. This is great for shows. I can't think of a single place you would ride in the summer that this wouldn't be good for. That does come in long sleeves. It's a knit material. It's got the collar for the stock tie loop. It's got everything that you need, including sun protection for show riding and for just regular riding in the summer. It comes in white, and we have all of those sizes in stock and ready to ship. It also comes in pink and in navy. They call it fuchsia, but it's really a fuchsia pink and in navy. So this is sort of, and on the pink and the navy one, it's the inside where the mesh is a white color. So this is hearkening back to some of the old-timey Ariat-looking shirts that we all loved, and I think this is going to be a huge success. And I look forward to wearing mine as soon as it gets a little bit warmer.
That's the Ariat Sunstopper quarter zip top. You can find it by going to equestriancollections.com and just search for Sunstopper, and it's sure to come up.
Great. And the other thing that we have is the rest of our Carl Hester's training tips to get through. I mean, we enjoy talking and discussing about all these things. So I hope that our listeners appreciate this kind of stuff. And maybe if they don't, they can contact us and tell us not to do that. But otherwise, we're going to keep looking for the stuff because we really like to talk about it and tips and gives a little perspective, hopefully, to all the riders out there.
Excellent. All right. Number 28. In walk, try not to interfere too much, and remember that during the test, a long walk on a free rein is not a time for a break. It requires as much attention and concentration as the other movements. Absolutely. And it's a double score, typically. Yeah. So don't take a break there. Yeah.
Yeah, and day to day when you're riding, I mean, we for sure ride a little bit, train the horse, and then do a walk break. And break, I'm putting in quotations here, even though you can't see it. But I mean, it's not a break; it's part of the test. So practice it, right? Don't just think that by magic in during the test, you're at a show, your horse is going to walk perfectly. You have to practice it. You have to practice kind of letting the reins go and then gathering them up. I see a lot of times that, the rider is unprepared and the horse is unprepared for the part where you gather reins up and ride the next movement. And normally at home, you take your time, you're walking around, then you take your time to gather your horse up, but that's not how it occurs in the test. So make sure, you're practicing your test, but practicing that movement daily as well.
Exactly.
Next tip, don't rush your schooling and ask for too much too soon. It's important that your horse is strong enough to be able to do what you're asking him to do, or he could suffer an injury. It normally takes 4 to 5 years to get to Grand Prix level without any problems along the way, as it takes that long for the horse to become strong enough to perform the movements required at that level. If you have any setbacks, it can take longer, and very often does. Well,
Absolutely.
I think that's something to think about. It takes the best rider with a really great horse, like it says, 4 to 5 years to Grand
5
Prix.
years.
It takes a lot of other people, a lot of other horses, maybe twice that long. So just day by day, do your training, go at it. He doesn't have to get strong fast. He can get strong over time, and it's a long, long road. So
Exactly.
take your
Yes,
time.
it is. Take your time. Number 30. When you stop and salute the judge at competition, remember to smile. I love that one.
There's an easy one, right?
There's an easy one.
It's supposed to be fun, I think, sometimes, So try and have a good time at a show, Let some of the nerves go. And, just think, when you start your test, you're just halted, you're ready to go. It's going to be a great time, right?
Yes.
I think.
Absolutely. It should be, at least.
It should be. 31. Get to a show in plenty of time and hack your horse around the showground on a loose rein so he has time to get used to his surroundings before he's expected to concentrate. Well,
Yes.
we had that tip, from your friend in the groom to say, give yourself lots of time to organize and to feel relaxed. It's nothing worse, and I've done it a couple of times, to get there at the last minute and have to run around. And it's guaranteed to be a bad experience for you and your horse. So just get on your horse a little early, walk around. Sometimes. When I was riding the stallion, he gets himself all worked up. I have to walk him for 15 minutes at least. Give myself just time to walk him for 15 minutes so that he just relaxes and can concentrate and do his job. Otherwise, if I don't give myself that time, then he's all fired up. He gets all, worked up. He wants to, pee off in passage instead of just trotting. He wants to, And it just doesn't work. He gets tired very fast. It's just, him and me mentally are not in the right place to go in the ring. It's just awful. So I've learned that over time, just to, he's not going to get tired from walking around, right? But he might just get relaxed. And that's what we need to be able to perform our best.
Exactly. Number 32. Plenty of turnout allows your horse time to relax, and he'll be more relaxed during his training. I'm a big, Philip, I don't know about you, but I'm a big believer in turnout. We turn out a lot here, and it does have to be specific to the horse and what the horse has been used to. When we got Casper, he did not turn out well. And he was 16 when we bought him. Hard to teach an old dog new tricks kind of thing.
Yeah.
But all the young horses here, they go out and I turn my horses out in groups, the boys and the girls, and they do great. They do fine. Sometimes they play a little hard, but I think it's good for them, especially the young ones.
Yeah, I think they need time to be horses, right? They're athletes and they're being trained and all these things, but at times they just have to be horses to keep them mentally in a good place.
Exactly.
All right. At competitions, wear clothes and tack that you and your horse are used to and comfortable in. Suddenly using different equipment on competition day can affect your performance. If you have special show boots or tack, have a few dress rehearsals at home just before the show date.
Yeah, I learned this lesson, actually, when I went to ride in a shad belly for the first time. Let me just help everybody. I don't think I practiced enough in my shad belly. I think I did it once, maybe, and went on a hack, but it was a really windy day and he was not used to it. It was my first young rider horse, the first time in a shad belly. I did ride in it a few times, but I learned my lesson. I should have ridden it more than I did. Yes.
The shad belly's a big one because it can fall on the horse's back, or it can, the tails can move quite a bit, and if they're not used to it, that's a problem. But I see this also a little bit with some riders that want to switch to a different bridle or something like that, and I just tell them that's just not a good idea. Have a good bridle to ride in every day, and then showing it, right? It just requires cleaning it. I know you want to have, I'm okay with switching a brow band, But the whole thing,
Yeah.
I mean, just the
I don't
horse is
switch
not.
anything.
You don't switch anything. Yeah,
No,
I
nothing.
don't tend to, but I think these days there's new, these really
Yeah.
blingy brow bands and all this, and maybe you don't want to
Yeah.
ride in that every day, but
Your fashion.
it's fashion. Yeah, so I'm okay with that, but just switching that, it's just every the tack can really fit a little bit differently, from bridle to bridle, or just where the bit sits, and then. Then the horse is not used to it and is a little uncomfortable, and then you got all these extra issues to deal with at home. So,
Right.
at home, riding what you go to a show in, and
Don't change it.
Don't
There's
change
already,
it.
You're
It'll
already,
be fine.
yeah. You're already wearing your white clothes and your coat, and I mean, you know what I mean. There's already some stuff, but don't change your boots. Wear the same boots that you wear at home, because those clothes feel different. I don't care. You don't wear your white breeches every day. Mine are not my most comfortable pair of pants. I don't wear them all the time. So, I think that's something that you have to know too. Is as you go through that stuff is gonna feel different. So, yeah, excellent. Okay. Number 34, the key to training horses is patience and consistency. You'll get there.
Yeah, I think that's pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yep, agreed.
Last one. This is our last tip. I've enjoyed doing this.
Drum roll. Yeah, This
Okay.
has been fun. I like
This
this.
is good.
Yeah.
35. If possible, recreate the type of arena you'll be riding your test in at the competition and have to practice in it. For example, check what size the arena will be and measure one out the same size at home to practice the test in. Or if you usually work in a school, but the competition is on grass, practice riding the test on grass. Yeah, I think this goes back towards, to tip 33. I mean, just be ready for the situation that you're going to be thrown into, at the show, and practice as much similarity as you can to make sure you and your horse are prepared, right? That's how to have success, right? Be prepared. So.
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, we were talking about this a little earlier when I had to ride Denali in a small arena this weekend. Whoa. And we had done it the weekend before, so I didn't pull one out. Probably should have. I'm not going to lie. Probably should have taken the time to pull a small ring out and let him practice it a few times, because it is very tight. We only see him at schooling shows here in town, but it would have been good to
turn,
practice.
and you got to get that canter a little smaller than what he's used to.
Yeah, exactly. His canter's huge. So it was interesting. Well, that was great, Philip. I look forward to us finding more lists online, and thanks to Carl Hester for his great tips.
Great tips. Great trainer. Yeah, I mean, and it's nice to have a little insight into his program and how he thinks and what they do there. Yeah. And I think that's really helpful for you and for me, and hopefully for some other people out there.
And that's a wrap. If you enjoyed Reese and Philip chatting about all things dressage, you can tune in every week at dressageradio.com. You can also find lots more tips about topics ranging from barn care to websites for horse people at horsetipdaily.com. Just look for the topics drop-down menu on the left. Don't forget to support our sponsors here on Horse Tip Daily, because they make these podcasts possible. Today's podcast has been brought to you by the good folks at equestriancollections.com. Just like Horse Tip Daily brings the whole world of equine knowledge to you, Equestrian Collections brings the whole world of equine online shopping to you. Check them out today at equestriancollections.com, and while you're there, tell them Coach Jen sent you. Please stop by the Horse Tip Daily Facebook page and let us know what you think of the tips you hear on the show. It's also a great place to tell us about topics you'd like to hear us cover on the show. You can subscribe to all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network through iTunes or Zune and get your horse podcasts automatically downloaded to your iPod, Zune, or MP3 player. You can also listen to the shows right on Facebook. The player's right there every day. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, go ride your horse! The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.